Today is March 31, 2025, the last day of the first quarter of this year. And you can see that the Nasdaq, this is a daily chart of the Nasdaq. Welcome to my daily review. It was only down 23 points today, or 0.14%. You can see the volume was 6% above the average 50-day volume. The significant thing about today, though, was it made a new low. The Nasdaq did couple significant things today with the index. One, that it made a new low, and the new low was 16,854, which took out, the prior low of 17,238 from March 11th. There's a low here, though, at 16,668. I'm not sure if that's going to retest that level, or perhaps today was the retest, and that is the low. Just take it one day at a time. So today is the first day of an attempted rally. This would be considered a pink rally day since it closed in the upper range of the daily candle. Yeah, it was down to what did I say? 16,854 and closes 17,299. So quite a move off the lows there. A nice little bounce. We came in over the weekend. There was a lot of fear, a lot of talk about, geopolitical stuff, and it opened low, and there was buyers all day. So that's what we saw. If we go to a 5-minute chart here, we can see the lower open, a lot of fear, panic selling, and then buying all day, even into the close. So the Nasdaq, like I say, today is day one of an attempted rally. The first possible day that we could have a follow-through day would be Thursday, day 4. We have to give a couple of days for some short covering. We want to make sure we're following institutions and we see institutional support before we get too frisky in the market. But anyway, that's it for the Nasdaq. Oh, by the way, the high from December 16th of 20,204 to the low of March 31st, the last day of the first quarter of 16,854 is 16.7%, call it 17% correction now in the last 3.5 months. So it was spent the entire month of March below this black line. There you can see March 3rd, it was below, and every day, subsequent day since, it's traded below. Today it closed below and it's hard to get too bullish when it's, this far below the 200. It's 6.3% below the 200 and 8.3% below the downtrending 50. So yeah, hard to get real bullish here. We need to see a follow through day. We need to see some power with volume driving through these moving averages here. So we have a long way to go. I mean, heck, just a rally up to the 200. What did I say was 6%? That would be a hell of a rally, a 6% rally. But I'm going to get more into this in detail towards the end of the video. Just want to go to the SPY. Today it made a new low as well. The old low is, the short-term low is 549.68. Today it made a low of 546.87. So SPY made a lower low and then rebounded. You can see here it was up today with volume. Yeah, nice day of volume, 71% of the average volume. And so big volume day, buying coming in after the week open, strong close. That's what you want to see. So we'll just see by Thursday if we can have ourselves a rally here. There's no sense in why we can't have a little bit of at least a relief rally. Just this bounce off the low that doesn't do much for me. That's pretty unhealthy. It needs to have a rally above moving averages, a real rally to get super long in this tape. Anyway, the RSP fared a little better than the SPY, and this tells you that the large cap, the Tesla, Apple was driving the move higher. And since I'm there, I might as well just go through these because I showed you that the Nasdaq made a lower low, but Apple did not. You can see Apple made that low on March 13th, and today, way higher low. So the Nasdaq makes a lower low, but Apple does not. Also, Tesla, had that low of 217 a couple weeks ago, and this makes a higher low as well. So definitely note that because some of these other stocks within the the Mag 7 or not. Microsoft, this thing looks like in a stage 4 decline. I'd have to say that, that's looks like it's pretty much rolled over. NVDA as well. This looks to me like these things have rolled over. Now, this made a lower low from the 104.77, while the Nasdaq makes a lower low. These ones are making lower lows, but Apple and Tesla did not. So that's just what I'm pointing out here. Amazon a lower low, and Google and Meta as well. Just take my word for it. I don't have to go through each one, but I will. Okay, there it is. There's your lower low. 553 on Meta today, closed at 576. So $23 off the low. So it's still below the 200, could likely, get rejected there and push back down. Just gonna have to take it one day at a time. Don't get too frisky in this market. It has not proven anything yet. It just had like what I would call an oversold bounce. The conditions were so bad and sentiment was, so negative, that shorts, just probably just decided to take some profits. Might as well, right? We had some news today. We had Mr. Cooper. These guys specialize in refinance loans. So I guess, the mortgage industry, I don't know. I saw people buying this thing in pre-market about 132. I'm going, what are you doing? You don't want to get involved with this, because the only way this price drives higher is if somebody challenges Rocket and makes a higher bid. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, a 9.4 billion buyout. Rocket was down on that news. Mr. Cooper was up, but you just kind of stay away from it. The M&A, it's over with. Don't chase that thing. I saw people getting in there at 130, 132, man. I'm going like, that's a sure loss. And it was. CORT, Corcept Therapeutics, had a wow. I saw this thing below 100. This thing closed, man, 117 it got today. Nice move, 109% move. This baby's living in the penthouse, and this is what attracts people to biotech stocks. Look at the volume, look at the move. I mean, who doesn't want 109% move in a day? So congrats to the longs from Corcept. And then the other one was PCVX. This is the penthouse to the outhouse. This group. Sorry if you own this one. I've been there, done that. It doesn't feel very well. Down 45% on a negative trial. So anyway, this is the outhouse. And then you have the penthouse, and that's just the biotech land, man. These things are volatile, and this is what attracts traders to biotech land. But I bet you there's probably 3 to 1 of these things to what you're going to see in course. We're probably 4 to 1 or 5 to 1. These are rare birds here. So you got to savor it and live it up and sell a little bit while you have that opportunity. Soleno did this last week, where it rallied up, 37%, then followed through the next day 6%. So this is what attracts people to biotech. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I have to stick with what works. And on my ready list today, I just had some insurance stocks, some oil and utilities, and some gold stocks, because that's what's been working. So, like my old football coach used to say, you just keep running that play, until they stop it. And I know a lot of people will say, well, these are going to be great shorts down the road and gold's overvalued, blah, blah, blah. But this is what's working. I had Aflac, as it's, closed here just off its 10 EMA, trading tight within a base. I still like this one. It's up 1.25% today. So that one's going to remain on the ready list. The other one I like in this group is Bro. Yeah, making new highs today. When the tape was down, the tape was negative. These things were still up, and this thing's just grinding away. There you see it didn't pull back in the morning. I mean, it just higher all damn day. So pretty easy hold for Brown and Brown as it emerges from this base. It's just pushing away day after day after day, just relentless move higher, just inching higher. It's not a rocket ship, but you got to kind of like that action there. Gallagher, another one, just pushing away. Looks pretty darn good to me. Prudential bounced a little bit. What was the other one I was looking at? Oof, I forget. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The insurance stocks are strong. Orion is another one that I like. Yeah, this had the cup with handle. I don't think I put this one on last week or this week, but I've been showing it like every day. And it's just starting to push away from its base too, just like Brown and Brown up 1.25%. Just slow, steady Eddie movers. I mean, Not going to get rich on these things, but it's nice to have in the portfolio when everything else is cratering around you. So anyway, another one that I had on the ready list is in the oil and gas exploration group. This is Expand Energy and made a new high today. I want to take a look at the 5 minute chart. Yeah, it blasted higher out of the gate and just kind of limped into the close, but that's okay. Made a new high. This thing, to me, it hasn't even broken out. It probably won't break out. It's probably just going to grind higher day after day. You can see, the volume's a little lackluster, but pushing away from its base and moving higher. A couple other ones in the, I'll call them the utility gas distribution. This is another one that I had on my ready list today. This is Atmos Energy, and you can see why it's got this cup with handle, nice pullback, trading tight, and then starting to move here. I believe it was up on volume. Yeah, up on volume today. Up one and yeah, what, almost 1.5%. So, like I said, these aren't going to light the world on fire, but actually, I shouldn't say that. Another gas distribution stock making new highs today is NFG, National Fuel Gas. So I'm just showing you some strength, some stocks making new highs, the insurance, the oil and gas, the utility stocks, Duke Energy. There's another one that I had on the ready list a while back, but it just moved so slow and it kept doing this, right? It keeps, pulling back here, and then it ramps up, then it pulls back, then it moves up, then it pulls back. And it just kind of drives me crazy because it doesn't really go anywhere. I guess you just buy these little dips, right? And sell these little rips like you got today up 2%. Con Ed, Consolidated Edison, making a new high today, another Ute doing well. And I think that's it for all these things. Oh, no. A couple other ones. AEP. This is American Electric Power making a new high. And another one, a water stock that I kind of like, a defensive name, but they got a decent dividend yield. And I like this pullback here. That's a nice shakeout to the 21. It's powered higher like the last four sessions. Still has that buy point around 150. So I would say it's not too late to get in. I mean, if you want to go to the 5 minute, this thing's been ramping pretty hard here. It looks pretty good. AWK, and there's an AWR to another water. Man, that's not doing quite as well. This is a California electrical customers in California. It's got a military contract too, but it's just a dividend play. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of there. Okay, I got the insurance companies, oil and gas, utilities, and then I have the gold stocks. I think you got to own a little gold. I mean, I know. Like I said earlier, a lot of people are saying, oh, they're extended. Gold was at over 3,100 per ounce today. It could go to, it could go to 4,000 or 5,000. You never know. I'm not predicting that. Just take it one day at a time. But this one bounced off its 21. And as long as the stock, is trading above its 21 and finding support there, I like it. I had this one on the ready list as well, up 1.5% today. So I had only four stocks on the ready list today, and they were all up in the morning, and then as the day wore on and the indexes improved, they just kind of held steady. So might have to add something else. I just have to play it by ear. But like I said, the indexes have to do a little better, and they got to, pull me in, because they has to be worthy of my dollar. They have to prove themselves, and so far they haven't. Anything else I have in this group? No. What did I have? Barrick Gold. What was the other one? Oh, I know. This one that I own. AEM. Yeah, this one's fine. Agnico Eagle made that new high on Friday, then pulled back, closed lower, just pulled back to its 10 this morning. So yeah, when I looked at it this morning, it was down. There you go. Nice sharp sell off like most stuff in the morning, and then rebounded into the close a percent higher. AU, another one that I had on the ready list, but it's just getting away. That thing is getting into the profit zone there. That thing's really had a nice move. And what else do I have? Oh, DRD. And this is the last one in the gold. I mean, because they're all just like shooting fish in a barrel. They're all just, trending higher. Not every day, but these things are making new highs. But anyway, okay, I'm not going to go through all of them. I've done that a lot. You can look at a prior video and look at all the gold stocks that I have in there. I could put 25 gold stocks in a row on here and just do a video on gold stocks, but I'm not going to do that. I went through the Cooper, I went through the M&A, and went through the drug buyouts and the I went through the trial results, insurance, gold, oil and gas, utilities, the drug stocks. Now we had vaccine, FDA vaccine official Peter Marks had stepped down or resigned today and had some negative things to say about RFK. So the drug stocks got hammered at the open, but they came back okay today. There's a Vertex. This is one of the big, kahunas in the group. Sold off hard, but buyers stepped in. Cooler heads prevailed. They see a bargain, they jump on it. It's kind of ridiculous move here down to the 50. Gilead, another one of these big stocks that have been doing well. This was up today, even with the, I believe it sold off in the morning. Like, yeah, the drug stocks really sold off at the open. That was some tough news to take. And, it's unsettling. It's kind of a wild card. So Gilead to me looks good. I showed you CORT and PCVX. Amgen's another one of these big drug stocks. Up on the session, 1.5%, even though at the open, kind of sold off, but yeah, I got some buyers in there. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, I don't know. It's been a tough tape, and I'm going to get to that in a minute here at the end of the video because it's the end of the quarter. I just want to see how groups are performing, and these groups have not performed well. This biotech group, TGTX is one that has this year. Pulled back to its 21, undercut today. It really sold off hard at the open. Yeah, there you go with some decent volume. Then buyers stepped in into the close, still down on the session, 43 cents or 1%, with pretty heavy volume today, above average. And it sold off what, 5 out of the last 6 sessions, after making that high 2 weeks ago, I guess. So anyway, yeah. It's due to balance. It closed right at its 21, what, 1.4% above the 21. So any stock above the 21, this is one of your stronger drug stocks anyway. That's it for me. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up, except for in honor of the great Steve Jobs and Peter Colombo, Peter Fall. One more thing. Gorilla reported after the bell today, down $1.50, 5%. They had a strong report. Yeah, it was up 18% prior to the session. A lot of shorts here. We'll see what happens tomorrow with this. It was up after hours. The conference call is going on now, and it's down 5%. I have no idea what they said on the conference call because I'm doing this, and so I'll listen to it tonight. Anyway, who else reported? The Tommy Hilfiger, which kind of surprised me here. Philip Van Heusen, the old PVH. Tommy Hilfiger. This one's up 16%. I didn't look at the report closely, but obviously a nice move here after hours for PVH. If I go to the weekly, I believe it'll tell you. Yeah, markets 1 million. Okay. All right. Okay, New York, New York. Okay, so anyway, this thing, you can see this thing's in a stage 4 decline. So maybe some shorts covering after hours. I'll have to look at the report. I'll have more in the morning. And then RCAT, man, this thing's really a lot of froth here. This is one of those frothy stocks. Traded up to 15, now sold off to 5, down after hours. I didn't listen to the report at all. But anyway, I wanted to get to something, the end of the quarter stuff that I've got to, look at here is how the Nasdaq has performed in uh, 2025 since the new year, and it's down 10.4% this first quarter, which is horrific. Because you can expect that your growth stocks are going to be down 2, 3, maybe even 4 times that, and we know that some are. And so that's pretty tough to take here. SPY down 4.5%. My goal is just to beat the SPY. So if I was just all cash the whole quarter, I didn't have to do anything. I'd be up 4.5%. I don't play that way, but yeah. All right. Anyway, let me get to some of the other groups here. I I did mention, well, I should do this since some of the stocks here, AppLovin down 18% here in 2025. 5. How's NVIDIA doing here? MicroStrategy's flat, NVIDIA down 19%, Tesla down 35%. So you see some of these stocks are, you know, the growth stocks have been kind of hammered. So it's pretty tough. I better do Microsoft too. Yeah, 10%. Anyway, I didn't mean to do that. I just want to get to the I want to get to the indexes and some of the groups here. Sorry about that. Okay, the Nasdaq and then the SPY will go there, and then we'll start with the semiconductor group down 12%. You know, these things have been hammered. You know, Qualcomm, AMD, NVIDIA, Broadcom, they've all been really slaughtered, and SMH down 12.5%. Not a good start to 2025. XBI, this is the biotech group, down 10%. Yeah, so most of the stocks in that group, you know, are underwater here in 2025, and it's just been a tough go. So I mentioned the hardware, and now the software is IGV down 11%. So the hardware, the software, the biotech really getting slammed. And if I go to some of these sector groups here, like the utilities are up 4%. The XBI is the XBI. Boom. Okay, you're not going to play this. That's okay. We'll go to the XLF. Maybe it won't do it. The financials up 3%. And then the XLE, which is the energy groups, up 9%. So this is the area of, you know, the playland of where you want to be, right? Oh, I know what I was trying to hit. XLV. Yeah, the healthcare sector. So that's the CVS, right? United Health, that group, up 6%. So those are the groups that are kind of carrying, and the groups that are struggling are, you know, the retail group down 13%. Obviously, with tariffs, you know, that's going to hit that group a little harder. The XLB, I think that's doing okay. Yeah, materials up 2%, not bad. What else did I have? Oh, XLY, down 12%. This is consumer discretionary. This is like Amazon and Tesla discretionary items. Let's go to the XLP. What do we have here? As Staples, obviously, this is like a flight to safety. The Procter and Gamble, the Kellogg's, the Clorox, stuff like that. Johnson and Johnson, right? Staples that you have to buy for your, you know, your toothpaste, your razor blades, your soaps. Let me see what else do I have. Okay, XLK, which is technology, which is not going to be good. Down 11, and then the XLC, which is communications. What? Not bad, XLC. So anyway, there you have it for the first quarter. Looks pretty grim. Unless you're in the XLE, the energy group, the XLV is another group doing well, the healthcare, and then, you know, a couple others in here. But you can see a lot of negative numbers here and double-digit negative numbers for the quarter, the retail, the consumer discretionary, technology, software, hardware, biotech. It's been pretty darn rough. So that's why we've been, you know, kind of playing it safe a little bit here, hoping for a rally. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like this forever. This too shall pass, and we're going to get a rally at some point. Hopefully to be this week. I did say that day 4 would be Thursday. Would be our first opportunity to have a follow-through day. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.